Hi, my name's Laura Sennott, and I am the hospitality coordinator here at Trietsch. And today, I want to talk to you about something that's very special to me. It's something that my family did over Advent, and that is the lighting of the Advent wreath. It was important to me that my kids learn about the Advent wreath and for us to practice a tradition that reminded us the importance of the season. And so every Sunday prior to Christmas, the 4 Sundays prior to Christmas, which this year will be on November the 29th, we would come together and we would turn out the lights and we would sit around the coffee table, and the wreath would be in the center of the table, and we would get our upper room out and we would start to read from the upper room, and the kids would bring their flashlights so that they could see what they were reading, and one would read scripture and one would read the devotion, and one of us would pray, and we would all sing a hymn together. And it was a really special time for our family. We'd all come together and we just remember the importance of the season. It was something that we all looked forward to. And so I want to share that with you today, and I want to share how to put together an Advent wreath and tell you just a little bit about the meaning of the Advent wreath. As I said, it starts 4 weeks before Christmas, and traditionally it started in Scandinavian homes, and it wasn't a wreath at all. It was just people gathered together lighting the light of Christ. The church brought the wreath with significance, and one of those things is the actual circle of a wreath means eternity, and like our life with Christ. They also are often use evergreen branches, and that's to remind us that even in the darkness of winter, life still goes on. There's always 4 candles. A lot of times you'll see 3 purple and 1 pink, but I've chosen to go all purple. Each candle represents something different on each week. There's peace and hope and love, joy and love. Joy's often pink, and then of course the Christ candle. And so my family would gather around this, and each Sunday we would do this. We would light this and we would read, and on Christmas morning we'd all come together before we opened the gifts, and we'd light the Christ candle and we'd keep it lit all day long, and we'd sing happy birthday and remember the reason for the season. I have just gathered up a few things to make my wreath kind of enhanced. I bought these berries. I thought they would complement the colors really well, and I literally just kind of squeeze them down in here, and I use the branches to kind of hold them in place. Nothing real fancy, and that way if I want to use this wreath for something else later, I can. Remember that when you buy your wreath from the store, it's going to be very crunched, or if you've got one in storage, and it's really important to fluff it up and make it look like it's alive. I also just grabbed some pine cones and stuck down in there, again using the branches of the wreath. And then I just kind of wrapped around some ribbon in my wreath and tucked it down. I wanted it to be loose, like it was full of life, and like it had just twirled off the spool. I tuck it in there. Sometimes I twist it a little bit and grab a branch to hold it together. It's nice because they're wired. And then you have an Advent wreath. Like I said, it doesn't have to be this fancy. You could just take some candles and put them in the middle of the table, gather those that you love. Remember, Christ is the light of the world when you light the Christ candle. Each Sunday, we would light 1 candle, and then the next Sunday you would light 2 and 3 and 4. Remember that Advent means coming. It's a time of anticipation and preparation, not so much preparing our homes with decorations or Christmas gifts or even parties, but a time to prepare our heart for the coming of Christ.